host.
Okay, perfect.
So, well, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to do this with me today. I'm really excited about this trip with you, and I think it's a fabulous opportunity not only for current pickleball players, but people who might be a little intimidated by the sport and like me, people who are extremely uncoordinated and maybe just want to learn a little bit from you while they're in an amazing destination. So I'll let you talk a little bit about yourself, Alex, and then I will go through the particulars of the trip and then answer any
Perfect.
questions anybody has.
Sounds great. So, my name is Alex Simon. I am the coach of this fantastic trip to Jamaica. And a little bit about myself, I have been playing pickleball for 4 years now. I started as a professional pickleball player before I became a coach. I started in late 2022 and quickly rose through the ranks. I played in the senior pro tour. I got to number two in the world and started, about 8, 9 months after I started playing, I started doing some coaching as well, which is primarily what I do these days. I still play professional pickleball in the senior division. I play Major League Pickleball. I play for the Las Vegas Headliners, which is our professional team here. I also am headed to Vietnam this week to play the World Cup for Team USA, which should be pretty exciting. So I do a lot of traveling, still playing, and I coach as well. So I have by now coached in 5 different continents. I go to Asia quite a bit. I've been to Europe, South America, North America, Africa. I've been there a few times. So I've coached everywhere, seen all kinds of players, seen the sport grow, and over these years was able to create my own coaching method, which is the Alex Simon method, which is what we'll be teaching in Jamaica. So it's essentially I'm simplifying pickleball. I think over the years, pickleball has become a little complicated and people are overcoaching, and we need to go back to basics and focus on what matters. So that said, anybody, any level can come to on this trip. You'll be playing pretty good pickleball in no time. So everyone is welcome.
I love that because I need the simplification because I can't understand the rules between the kitchen and being in it and being out of it, and I'm a disaster. So I think I need the Alex Simon pickleball coaching method in Jamaica. So, well, that's super exciting. Before I forget to tell you, good luck at the World Cup because that's
Thank you.
amazing. Congratulations on all your trips. And I have really enjoyed getting to know you and watching you and how you have rose through the ranks so quickly. It's unbelievable. So, a little bit about the trip. We have put together an amazing trip at one of my favorite properties. We're going to Sandals South Coast, April 13th through the 18th, 2027 with Alex. He's going to be doing some in-destination training. You're going to have a lot of free time play. You'll have a few different things incorporated into the trip. And again, this trip is for everyone. So it's April 13th through the 18th. You've got about a month left to get your deposit in before we close the bookings for this, or if they are sold out prior to that, then it could close before October 1st. So it's 5 nights in destination. It's a $400 room deposit to get you locked in. And you can go to luxurycaribbeanpickleball.com to find the Alex Simon trip and some more information about Alex and about the trip. And this trip is all inclusive. So once you pay for your room, you are paying for everything's included, your ground transportation, your high-end liquors, alcohol. We've got in-room mini bars, wonderful food. Like I said, this is one of my favorite resorts, so much so that my daughter is getting married there in a couple of months.
Mm.
So another really cool aspect about this resort that you chose, there are 12 pickleball courts on site. This particular resort took a direct hit from Hurricane Melissa in October of 2025. So while this has long been my favorite resort, it is going to be brand new for this trip with you guys. It is not even reopened yet. It's going to be reopened November 18th of this year. So It's been a brand favorite for a long time, but it's going to be completely new. So you're essentially getting old pricing to go to a brand new resort. Plus, you get Alex, you get in destination training. And Alex, with a lot of these trips, sometimes they're really intimidating for people to go to. They
Mhm.
see this world renowned coach, and honestly, that's a little bit terrifying. I don't know if I want to, in my head, I'm thinking, I'm terrible. I don't want to go to Jamaica and play with this guy who's been playing around the world and he's amazing. But these trips are so fun. You get to know the coach a little bit. It's all skill levels, and even if you don't play, so we do have a lot of spouses that go on trips like this that don't play at
Mhm.
all. Maybe they spend the morning at the swim up bar, or maybe they decide they want to play and they join in a really low pressure setting where it's just fun and it's easy. And so really, truly all skill levels are welcome.
Yeah, and it's, the way I design my method, it is actually, even though I do coach professional players and I work with Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf and whatnot, and some celebrities, my method is made for beginners and intermediate players, because that the majority of players, there's a few pros, but the vast majority, the millions that play, most of them fall between the beginner and intermediate category. So I wanted to make sure that my method is specific for people that are starting or just have been playing for a couple of years and they want to get better fast. So what I did is I took all of pickleball and I found out what are the shots and what are the strategies that really matter that win points. And I basically just condensed that into what I call the Alex Simon method. So it's very straightforward. It's very easy to learn. You're only going to learn what matters. I'm not going to have you guys doing shots between the legs or anything like that. And maybe I'll do a little, exhibition and I'll show you that it can be done. But most of it is just really getting people to play. Obviously, ultimately, it's all about having fun, right? That's ultimately what pickleball is. And even at my level, I always have to remind myself, I mean, I'm in my early 50s and I'm a professional athlete again, despite what my body is trying to tell me. Um, but I always, remind myself, hey, it's just pickleball. And pickleball is about having fun and being able to play something that's easy to learn. The slogan of pickleball is easy to learn, difficult to master. And anyone, any student that comes, even if you've never played before, I will take you in 30 minutes. You'll be able to play a game and have fun. So it's not like golf or anything like that. It's super easy. And that's why you see the sport growing the way it is. So for this trip, listen, we're going to do, maybe 3 hours on court every day. For those that can't get enough, courts will be open. You can do open play. You can play some matches if you want to take a break and go spend time, and that's your side of the deal. Okay, doing water sports or whatever else there is to do, there's something for everybody.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna hold you to a couple things you mentioned, Alex. So the exhibition play, we're gonna hold you to some of these
Okay.
tricks because I want to see that. And if you think you can teach anybody to play in 30 minutes, I would be a testament to that. I could be your poster child because if you can
Okay.
teach Miss Uncoordination to play in 30 minutes, you are an absolute rock star. Plus, I have to go back to something that you mentioned a little bit ago that you are Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf's coach. Now, I
Mhm.
have to tell you, this is going to give away my age too, but I'm pretty sure I might have had an Andre Agassi poster on my wall when maybe like early to mid 80s. So,
Yeah, didn't we all, right? I
yeah.
mean, if you were a tennis player or even not, because he really transcended just tennis. I mean, he was a superstar, any way you want to cut it. But yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, I met him, over 3 years ago. He actually called me. Somebody gave him my number, and he challenged me for a match, a singles match, and we hit it off. We've been friends ever since, and just a fantastic guy and a great pickleball player, and more importantly, an ambassador to the sport. I mean, he's really pushing the sport as it's, he always says, well, at the age of 50, I'm making new friends suddenly, right? And who makes friends
Yeah.
after 50? And, thankfully, I count myself among one of those people, but it really is. I mean, my mom, and this is just a personal story, my mom is 81 years old and she started playing pickleball right after I started playing pickleball, and she plays tournaments now. So she actually goes on the weekends. She practices 3 times a week, and she plays pickleball tournaments. And she comes from tennis, but at 80, the body doesn't like tennis as much. But pickleball just picked up where tennis left off.
I
So,
love that.
and she has a new community of friends, and it's really pickleball has been such a blessing to so many.
That's very cool. So that was one thing I was going to ask you too, with both Andre and then your mom. Do you see a lot of people transitioning from tennis, or do you see a lot of tennis pros that are hesitant to adopt pickleball in their lives?
I see people, pickleball is so much easier. It's a smaller court, smaller paddle, easier to learn, much easier to learn. So I see players, especially, if you played a lifetime of tennis and you have knee issues, shoulder issues, neck issues, and tennis is too much, and you just want to do something that's a little bit easier and more fun and simple than pickleball. So I see a lot of players um, transitioning. There are still some diehards that just say they will never play pickleball, but I tell them, give me a couple of years when you start getting older and you start playing. But what's more incredible about pickleball is, even though it's considered an old person sport, right, which I resent, the fastest group that plays pickleball are youngsters. So I go to tournaments, and they have junior tournaments that I attend, and they have hundreds of kids playing. So what used to be just tennis players that became pickleball players, now you have young kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15 years old, who are starting with pickleball. And this is really the next generation of professional pickleballs, and they take it very, very seriously. But
Okay.
it's nice to see that so many more young people are playing again, because it's simple. And it's not just playing, seriously, because I have courts here, across the street from my house, and I go there, and there's all these teenagers playing who couldn't name the number one pickleball player in the world if I paid him $1 million. But it's like bowling, right? Like, we bowl, but we don't know who plays professional bowling. So people just
Sure.
go out, they have a good time, they can play really easily from the get-go. And so for some it's serious, but the majority are just, casual fun players.
That's very cool, and that's great to hear, and that works well with a trip like this, where the majority are very casual. I even have a couple friends, Alex, who have built pickleball courts either in their driveway, or one friend specifically who poured a slab just to play, and she doesn't play. Really, I mean, she just is super casual, but she plays and has fun and has people over, and it's so fun to see because it really does bring people together, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I mean, even on the business side, and here I'm sidetracking, but people say pickleball is the new golf. People are making deals, and executives are playing pickleball, and because it's so easy. I do a lot of corporate events, and I do them alongside Andre Agassi as well. So we both coach the clinic. He's the special guest. I'm just the one coaching. But companies are moving into corporate events, because no matter who they bring as their guests, like I told you, and I promise you, you're going to be one of them, that in 30 minutes you're going to know how to keep score, you're going to know how to play, and you'll be able to play a fun game without looking like you don't belong there.
Okay, that's going to be a switch for me because I'm the one people line up to watch just because I'm such a disaster.
Not after Jamaica.
All right, not after Jamaica. It's going to be a great trip, Alex. So, if anybody wants more information, luxurycaribbeanpickleball.com. Reach out to myself, Tracy at Epik Destinations. Reach out to Alex. Anybody at Pickler Henderson. Do you have anything you want to share additionally about the trip, Alex?
No, just looking forward to it. Looking forward to coaching. Like I said, anybody of all levels, don't be intimidated. They're all going to be there. We'll separate you. We have several courts. I'm sure I'll have some assistants helping me. So you'll be in the court with people of your level. You're not going to be embarrassed. You're not going to feel like you're letting the group down. So excited. It's going to be great. Something
Yeah.
for everybody. Even if your spouse doesn't play, don't worry. The resort. from what I
They'll
understand,
still,
has all
yeah.
kinds of other activities to keep him busy.
They will
So
have so much fun. And if you're not a webmaster, not a guru online, you can also call me at 712-420-9656 and I'll walk you through. Otherwise, if you do go to luxurycaribbeanpickleball.com and do the drop down, Alex is going to be the first name on there. And you can see all the room options that we still have for this trip, and you can do the booking right on there, or you can reach out for booking help as well and with any questions that you might have. Right. Well, I
fantastic.
really thank you for being here today. It's wonderful to see you. I know you've got some play in progress. I'm sure you need to get back to help those of us who aren't as coordinated as you, but good luck next week.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited for you. I can't wait to hear how this goes.
Hey, hope to bring back the gold. Who
I
knew I'd
have
be
no
playing
doubt.
a World Cup of any type of sport at this stage of my life, but
Yes, that's
here I
amazing.
am.
That is amazing. Well, congratulations, and I can't wait to watch it and see how it goes. I'm sure you'll bring
Sounds
home the
good.
gold.
I sure hope so.
All right. Thanks, Alex, and thanks everyone for joining us today.